from the Naylor House Studios in the heart of the 254. It's time for Connecting the Dots. Here's your host, Jeff Sanford.
It's another great day in Stephenville, Texas, and we sure welcome you here to this episode. I get enamored. We were talking off air. I get enamored with all my guests, and this one is no different because, and she's giggling because she knows what I'm going to say, but we are so excited to talk here on a Purple Thursday as we're recording this, maybe not as you're listening or watching, but we're here with Mrs. Tarleton State University. We're here with Lathes Towns, otherwise known as Momma T.
Momma T, Jeff, I'm glad to be here with you today. I'm so excited. And I'm here on the most exciting day in Stephenville, Texas at Tarleton State University, Purple Thursday.
We love our Purple Thursday. And it's, it's to the point where we wear purple so often anyway, because it's such a big part of our community, having Tarleton here, and has been forever.
It is. I even did the hair purple today for you, Jeff.
If I had hair, I'd do the same.
Okay.
I might have to borrow J.J. Hampton's purple hat, and then I at least have something up there.
That would be so cool.
Oh, I tell you what, it is neat. Purple is a big deal, and it's fun to kind of go around town and see people in the stores and the restaurants and different businesses wearing their purple, supporting Tarleton. And it's not for anything that's particularly going on today.
No.
It happens to be the day of celebration on each and every week where people can get behind. And I know that there are people that you get to visit with, from parents to alums to kids to everybody else, that also like to participate.
That's what I love about it. It's just not at Tarleton State University. And Jeff, I have to say, that's what I love about being at Tarleton State University, because it's not the university embracing the community, it's the community embracing the university, and back and forth. And they join in. I will show up like Chick-fil-A this morning. I show up at Chick-fil-A and they have on their purple, and then they go, "Hey, Momma T," and they all talking to me, and I love it. I just love it.
That's so great.
I love it.
Oh, that's so great. Now, you, Lathes, have been before the executive director of campus life and family engagement, but I understand that's changed.
That changed. As of November the 1st, I am the executive director for tradition, spirit, and family engagement now.
That's a long title.
I've come like full circle.
Yeah.
Family relations, family engagement, family connections has followed me over the last almost 20 years now.
That's crazy.
Yes.
20 years
Yes.
in the purple and white.
In the purple and white.
That's so awesome. And everybody knows Momma T. I got to know, how did the whole name did Momma T come up with?
Okay.
Or who came up with that?
Well, it's some history behind that.
Okay.
I started off at Tarleton State University as the Office of Parent Relations, where my daughter was just going off to college, and then I thought parents has a stake in their students' college connection.
Yes.
And I thought, okay, how do I get parents connected in a different way? I worked with Donna Strohmeyer.
Yeah.
We're talking about a historical at Tarleton State University.
Absolutely.
And we were doing orientation together. And Donna said, "Oh, you take the parents, I got the students." I go, "What do you mean I take the parents, you got the students?" So I had to come up with a program for just parents, to learn all about orientation and what their students need to know, because we separated them at first.
Okay.
Parents went this way, students went that way. And then from there, I became the director for transition and family relations.
Okay, now tell me about that, because transition these days has a whole different meaning.
I know it. What happened was I started talking about, why don't we keep parents and students together during orientation? Somebody took me serious out there at Tarleton State University, and that's what happened. We put the orientation, I became the leader. I wouldn't say the boss. I would say I was the leadership, because I feel like everybody who worked with me, like Mike Barnett, we started the new orientation program as we see it today, the 3-step T program is what we call it. And I said, "Mike, we got to change some things. I want parents to stay with their students during orientation the entire time." He said, "Well, how are we going to do that?" Because we were walking from a 3-day orientation to a 2-day orientation to a 1-day orientation.
Okay.
I said, "Mike, we can do this."
Yes.
And I'm a firm believer in working with people in their strengths. And Mike is brilliant at coming up. And I said, and we need to start like a student leadership program that's a little different. And what we call now, that's staple, the TTM program.
Yeah.
Tarleton Transition Mentors.
Awesome.
And Mike said, "Well, Towns, what do you want to do?" Because I was Towns then. I went from Coach T,
Yep. Yep.
to Towns.
Yep.
He said, "What do you want to do?" I said, "We need a class." Mike said, a class? He said, nobody's going to come. We're not going to get students to participate. They're not going to come to a class to be a transition mentor. They're not going to come to be an orientation leader, a duck camp leader. I said, let's try it, Mike. So Mike, in his strength, he wrote the syllabus out. He did everything. It's a servanthood class, servanthood leadership. Have you heard of that?
Yes.
And they had to take that class for 16 weeks.
Ooh.
16
That's a
weeks.
commitment.
We announced it in December. They took the class for 16 weeks. We didn't announce who was going to be an orientation leader or a duck camp leader to the end of that class. Students didn't know where they were going to fall. And then to get students to buy into the program as our incoming students, they had to pay to go to duck camp.
Wow. Yeah.
That was the first.
Yeah.
You know, today they have over 600 to 800 students apply for that program.
Wow.
That want to be TTMs. Within that program, as a director of transition and family relations, we had Christy O'Keefe, who's Dr. Christy O'Keefe now, full circle back at Tarleton State University. We had McKenna Gillespie and Tyler Daniels. They were our TTMs. And under my leadership, they started calling me. They say, hey, Mama. And I go, what are y'all doing? And they say, hey, Mama, we need you to be over here because our directors help build the orientation program. You know, you let the students have a part in that, you know? And so they would call, hey, Mama, you got to speak to the leaders at this time. We need you here at this time. And I go, okay. And then all of a sudden they start saying, Momma T, you know?
Yeah.
And then I became Momma T.
Oh.
So with those 3 student directors in 2015 started calling me Momma T, it has stuck.
Oh, how about that? And you know, it's funny because most people know you as Momma T.
As Momma T.
Yeah. In fact, full disclosure, I was in a conversation. I've known you a long time.
Long
20
time.
years. Yeah. And I swear somebody was in a conversation. They were saying, I think we need to talk to Lathes about this. And I said, who's that? And I don't even remember the conversation or what we were talking about. And they said, you know, Lathes Towns. And I said, I'm sorry. Yeah. And then they finally looked at me and said, oh, Momma T.
Momma T.
And I'm like, oh, Momma T.
Momma T. I got a story about being Momma T.
Yeah.
I have my oldest daughter who lived in Washington, D.C., and I would travel back and forth a lot to Washington, D.C., and I was sitting in the airport. And this young man came close to me because I was traveling with my granddaughter from Texas, my youngest daughter, to go see my oldest daughter and her kids. And this young man stood up next to me and he said, ma'am, I'm just going to watch you for a little while. I'm airport security. And I said, oh, okay. And he said, I noticed this family's been staring at you and this little girl for a long time. So I'm just going to watch you for a little while until you board the plane. And I said, okay. And then all of a sudden I got nervous.
Yeah, of course.
And
I think I'd be nervous.
Then after a while, this young lady, she was staring, and I wasn't even paying attention.
Yeah. And
she came up to me. She walked toward me, and the young man got closer to me, the security guard at the airport. And this young lady got closer to me, and she said, I'm sorry, me and my husband are over here debating. Are you Momma T from Tarleton State University? I went, oh my gosh, yes!
They knew you in Washington, D.C.
They had just came to graduation at Tarleton, and they were on their way to a family trip in the same airport going to Virginia. And they were staring, and it caught the attention of the security guard who was concerned. And then he said, okay, I think you're okay.
Yes. Well, God bless that security guard, but how cool that people know who Momma T is. Now, there's another signature piece here, and we're not going to talk about it yet. I'm going to come back to it. But you have these signature glasses you wear all the time.
Oh, yes.
That people need to know about. So, but we're gonna hold that.
Yes.
Hold that for now.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Because before
I got so many stories.
Oh, and I can't wait for that. Before though, you were Momma T. You grew up in a little state to the east of us, in Louisiana.
Right down I-20.
Yes, Ruston,
Louisiana.
Yep. Tell me a little bit about your growing up years.
Right off I-20, wedged between Shreveport and Monroe, for us Texans who don't know exactly where that is. I grew up in Louisiana, family of, I'm just going to start back when I was a child.
Yeah.
Family of 14.
Wow.
Of 14. And when I say a family of 14, it was my cousins. My mother lived with her 2 sisters, and we lived on the family farm, place in Louisiana. I still know 502, right there, 1202 Pecan Street, we lived there. My granddaddy had cows, and he had what we call a farm. But when I moved to Texas, I realized we just had a couple acres,
Sure.
Not really a
That's
farm.
all we know.
You know,
That's
we
what-
got
yeah.
fresh vegetables.
There you
and,
go.
You know,
Yep.
and he always had a cow or a pig or a chicken. You know, I didn't know what it was to go to a supermarket. And so I lived with my cousins, and we had one bathroom.
Wow.
It was 14 kids
Ooh, you
with
gotta
one
be
bathroom.
friendly. Y'all are pretty close.
Yes, we were very close. So I think of my cousins as my siblings.
Yeah.
And then when my mom and dad broke away and moved, I'm the oldest of 6.
Gotcha.
I'm the oldest of 6. My mom had 6, her sister had 5, and then the other one had 4.
Gotcha.
So I'm the oldest of 6. I grew up right there at Ruston High School. I was a cheerleader, you know,
Nice, yeah.
very active in
Doesn't
high school.
surprise me on
yes,
that.
Very. As a matter
still
of fact,
are a cheerleader.
I still have a little red and white like close to me, you know.
Yes.
And my little cheerleader uniform is in my closet. You know, I'm like, no, people shouldn't have clothes in their closet from high school, but I do.
Yep.
And
Hey, I understand you can still fit into, or my wife says she can still fit into her earrings that she wore in high school.
I can still fit into my high school things too. Yeah, we're not going to tell which part of those items, but I can still fit in some of my high school things. So, and I kicked off. I have to say, my first university colors was red, white, and blue.
Yes.
The Louisiana Tech Bulldogs.
Absolutely.
That's how I met my husband. He was actually going back to school to get his counseling degree. Yes.
How about that?
And
Yeah.
I was entering school,
Okay.
you know, to work on my accounting degree. I went to school with Kim Mulkey.
Did you really?
Yes, went to school with Kim Mulkey.
Yes.
She was actually one of my tutors in college when
How
I
about
started.
that?
Yes.
Too bad she hasn't made much of her life.
She hadn't done anything with her life. Little girl come out of the backwoods of Louisiana, go to Louisiana Tech, back-to-back championships.
Goodness.
She hadn't done much.
Not much. And
No.
then at Baylor, now back at LSU.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
is, and she can talk about Louisiana all day and all night.
She
can't
did some hoops. She went
Yeah.
back to her home.
That's
You know,
awesome.
her heart.
Yeah.
So that's Bill, my husband. You know, he's an alumni. He, as a first, when we got married, he said, you know, our kids got to come back to Tech. That's the only place I'm paying. You know, but that didn't happen.
That didn't happen.
Yeah.
No. Now, were you a first generation college?
I'm a first generation college student.
That's a big deal here at Tarleton as well.
A whole big story. I got a 2-year certificate when I went to school. I got a 2-year certificate for clerking.
Oh,
Literally,
interesting.
clerking.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah. Not
Bill
sure
and-
what that means, but okay.
Bill and I have been married for 41 years in July.
Wow. So you were like
Yes.
6.
Yes, I
That's
was.
awesome.
He stole the nursery. He literally did. In 41 years, we've been married, 43 years together. And he moved me from Louisiana to Texas.
So what precipitated that move?
He was, like I say, he was going back to get his counseling degree. And Billy was wanting to be closer to a cousin. And his first cousin, Pam, said, hey, Texas was starting in the early 85s. In the late 80s, Texas was starting to put counselors in every school system.
Gotcha.
They wanted a counselor in every school system from high school to elementary. And he wanted to do that. And so that's what led us to Texas.
How about that?
Yes.
So how then did you find Tarleton State?
Whew. And, you know, really it was by accident.
Yeah, okay.
Yes. My husband was counseling. I started off clerking. We lived in Pecos, Texas for
Pecos.
13 years. Have you heard?
Wow. Oh,
we
yes.
think Cowboy Capital,
Yes.
another
Judge
true
Roy
form.
Bean.
Judge Roy Bean.
Yeah.
Yes. We lived there for 13 years. That was my first exposure to rodeo. And as a Louisiana girl who didn't do rodeo, I had, what was the boots back then? I had every color you can imagine.
Okay, yeah.
I had purple, I had red, I had white. As a matter of fact, I still have a red pair in my closet.
Now,
I
were
do
they
believe.
Justin Ropers? Or
The
what
Justin
was-
Ropers.
Yeah, there we go.
I had every color. The blue, you know, I had every color. And because that was my first exposure, I think I still have a vest in my closet
Nice.
that I had in
Yep.
Pecos,
Yep.
was to go to the rodeos,
Yeah.
you know. And then Bill stayed there, and then he goes, we had our first child in Midland, Odessa.
Yeah,
Yes. And I remember having to drive there to have Chelsea and Tara, and then Bill goes, what are we going to do? And I said, I can't go back. I worked for the city of Pecos
Okay.
as a bookkeeper.
Well, there you go.
I can't manage money now to this day, but I worked at the city of Pecos as the bookkeeper.
Yeah.
And then I remember going in and talking to Bob Hooper, and Bob said, are you going to come back? And I said, yes, I'm coming back to work. As a Black African American, I was like, I'm going to climb a corporate ladder one day. You know, I had
Yeah.
my 2-year degree certificate from Louisiana Tech
Tech.
University, and I had Chelsea, and then I thought, I can't go back to work. Who's going to keep my baby?
Right.
You know,
right.
To me, I was in a foreign country for the first time,
Yeah.
you know, and I thought, I can't go back to work. So I tried it for 2 weeks. And then he looked at me, he said, Lathes, I knew you were going to stay,
Yeah.
you know. And I said, I got to go home. And from there, I became an at-home mom for about 20 years before I got to Tarleton.
Yeah.
And we stayed there. And when the girls was getting ready to go to school, Bill said, okay, I want to move a little bit closer to your mom. We live a little bit closer to Louisiana, and we went to Mertzon, Texas.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So it had another stop.
Yes, another stop in
Yeah.
Mertzon, Texas. Mertzon, Texas, we only stayed there we squatted there. That's what I would say. We squatted there for a minute, for about a year. And then Bill goes, I don't know if this is a good fit for us or a good fit for you and the girls. Let's keep looking. And I don't know, back then, Mike Rhodes was here in the Dublin, Texas area, and he was leaving, and he told Bill, he said, hey, you ought to try Dublin. I think you guys really like it. And when we came up, I thought, okay, we got I-20, I can get home, you know, it's closer to home. I knew I wanted to be closer to home, but not back in Louisiana. Yeah. And Bill became the counselor in Dublin, Texas.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when the girls got older, I thought, okay, what am I going to, you start to think, what are you going to do with yourself?
Sure.
Yeah. Because in Dublin, I just merged right into the school system with the girls. Everybody, we would go to visiting schools and people would go, oh yeah, let her in. She's a professional she's one of the teachers at Dublin. I go, no, I'm just a parent.
Yeah. Yeah. But you were obviously well known there.
I was
at
very
this point.
active
Very
in
active.
Dublin. Very active in Dublin. As a matter of fact, I got to give a shout out to Barefoot Athletics.
Yes.
They helped me get started with the Dublin athletic program.
Nice.
Yes. I was literally fundraising T-shirts out of the back of my little mommy van, you know, to raise money for our athletic program, and kicked off Dublin's athletic program. Worked with the dairy.
Yeah.
Big shout out to the dairy industry. They helped me to get the signage that's still up at Dublin today.
Wow.
At the elementary school and right off Thomas Street, and also at the high school.
Yeah.
The dairy helped us do that, you know, the dairy families.
Yeah.
And they connected me there. And I try to be shy, Jeff.
I wish I could get you out of your shell. That's
try
the
to
only
be
thing.
shy.
I don't know if we could do that.
So my mom taught me never tell yourself no. And I think I learned it well.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so the dairy was really nice about helping get those things done. And then the superintendent, I started subbing a little, and the superintendent said, Lathes, have you ever, Thessie, I have multiple names.
You do have multiple names.
Thessie, I can tell the era that people meet me when they say my name.
Yep.
And in Dublin, a lot of my friends and colleagues called me Thessie. And he said, Thessie, Mr. Roy Neff, he said, it's a program that's happening with the state of Texas. If you sub, you can go back to school, and they'll pay for you to go to school. And I thought, I want to be in education. I want to do this. And so I came to Tarleton on a state-funded grant or program to get more teachers into education in the secondary level. And I came to get my education degree with kinesiology. At the time, it wasn't kinesiology; it was exercise and sports studies.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
The connection with family here.
Kinesiology sounds better.
It does.
It just sounds like, I
does.
can't spell it, but it sounds really great.
So I went back to school on that program.
So that's, as you know,
Yes.
Sonia, that's what she taught in and was a professor in.
Tried to get a job at Dublin to
Yep.
teach kids to play. I wanted my kids to learn to play. And Dublin didn't hire me. And Coach Hearn came to me. He said, hey, young lady, I have all these parents keep coming to me and want to teach me how to coach, but I want a parent. If you help me start a parent program, parent initiative to occupy the parents at school and be my GA, Misty Wilson, she said, hey, Lathes, Towns, come be our GA. She called me T. T, come be our GA. So that's how I got to be Coach T.
Gotcha.
I was the GA with the women's basketball program at
I don't
Tarleton
think
State
I knew
University.
that part. That's awesome.
Yes, as I went through to get my master's.
And what
in
a great group of
higher
people to be
education.
with.
Yes.
Yes.
And I loved it. And I was that's where the mom part of me kicked in.
Yeah.
They had the cleanest locker room. they whites was actually white. You know, if I couldn't clean them in there, we had a little wash area in the back. Jerry watched our wash area. And I always said I wanted his job. Jerry in the cave.
Oh, I know that. Oh, absolutely. It's not there anymore.
It's not there anymore.
It's crazy. I miss that.
So that's how I became Coach T. Yes.
That's so great.
And
well, you have so many amazing stories, and I can't wait to hear some more of them. But before we go into the big stories, we're going to play the game show that is sweeping the nation, the 254.
254.
254. Now, you know a
That's
story
a
about
connection.
254. Tell me about that, because you said something off air that I didn't know either.
Tarleton State University used 254 as 254 oak trees throughout our 40 acres at Tarleton State.
How did I not know that? That seems like something that is awesome. Well, maybe
You got
everybody
to get
else
Dr.
does.
Cruz's book. Dr. Cruz tells us all the history of Tarleton.
Oh, Steve Cruz?
Steve Cruz.
Oh, Steve Cruz.
You
I
gotta
need
get
to
his
find
book.
out. You know, Steve used to have a story. He would always ask us if we were going out to the flea market. That was where he was going to be found, out in the flea market. And when it came around every other weekend or so.
That was him.
Yeah.
That was him.
That's great. Where was he from? He was from, I'll come up with it. I'll think of it before the end of the program.
I don't know.
Dr. Cruz, another shout out. Okay, the 254. Here's how it works,
Okay.
Momma T.
Okay.
I have 5 questions I'm going to ask you. We have roughly 2 minutes, but if it goes longer than that, no one's keeping account of it. Okay,
Gotcha.
so you just answer the questions, and we'll go through these. It's 5 questions for you and me. Here we go. First one: your favorite Tarleton tradition is?
Purple Thursday.
Purple Thursday, loving it.
Purple
All right.
Thursday. I believe everywhere you go, you should highlight the people who take care of you.
Yeah.
And Tarleton State University have taken care of me over the last 20 years.
When did it start? When did Purple Thursday start? This is not one of the questions. I had a little.
You know what?
Sorry.
I like
We'll
you
let it
said.
slide. We'll let it slide.
It
Just one
came
time.
from the student body government.
Okay.
Voted it in.
Nice.
You know, as a Purple Thursday, Purple and White Thursday Day.
Yeah.
So
It's a beautiful thing. I love it.
Yes.
Okay, so you're going into battle. This is question 2.
Okay.
You go into battle.
going to battle.
All right. Momma T's there. You get to pick a partner to go in with you. Would you choose Oscar P., the Texan Rider, or the Purple Pooh?
Oscar P., the Purple Rider,
Or Purple
or
Pooh?
Purple Pooh.
That's a tough one.
That's a tough one.
They all have their abilities,
They all do.
secret powers, special powers. It's like the Avengers.
You know, I got a little story there before I picked that.
Okay.
Okay. I'm the advisor for the Plyboys.
I didn't include those
Yes.
because that might have been an obvious choice.
I think I'm their longest running advisor at this time.
Really?
It'll be 10 years. Yes.
Really?
And then I oversee Oscar P. I actually helped brought Oscar P alive on campus.
okay.
Oscar P has always been here.
Yep.
And I think when Oscar P went from white to yellow
Yeah.
in the history, and I was the corporate that brought the yellow Oscar
Okay,
P.
okay.
And
Very
so
diverse.
so I oversee Oscar P in my area, you know, for tradition and spirit. Purple Pooh have my heart,
Yeah.
have my heart. And so I'm going to say the Purple Pooh.
Okay. Good
Because
to know.
with them, I come 20 deep.
Oh, that's true.
You know,
See, that's
I'm
right.
covered from all angles.
Yeah, I think
How can
that's
you
true.
not take the Purple Pooh?
Absolutely. And the distraction capabilities
distraction
of them is
capability.
phenomenal.
I got the male capacity. I got
Yep.
the female capacity.
And nobody knows
I
the
got
difference.
the princess in the crown.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
And,
They're awesome.
and they're a purple rage.
Oh, man.
I'm
That's it.
totally protected full
Yeah.
circle with the Purple Pooh.
That's like Purple Rain.
I know it too. Oh,
With
Jeff.
R-E-I-G-N. Right? All right. So I know you love music. You love lots of things. But if you were to, well, I'm not even going to ask that part. I'm going to say this. What's your
Scary.
favorite musical concert you've ever been to?
Bruno Mars.
Bruno. Where'd you see Bruno?
I saw Bruno over in Dallas, Texas.
Did you?
No.
Long story.
Now,
Yeah.
who'd you go with? Did you go with
Ashley.
You went with Ashley.
Ah, our own Ashley.
I own Ashley.
Yeah,
And
okay.
I'm not going to even try to attack her last name.
Yeah,
You guys got to help me with that.
Feuerbacher.
Feuerbacher.
Yes.
Okay, Feuerbacher.
Yes.
Yes. Long story, short story. Ashley went to school with one of the lady singers'
yep.
wife. We actually we had a personal visit in the room with them.
Yeah.
Celebrating the birthday. Best time.
Oh, that's
best
so cool.
time.
That's so fun.
And Bruno, he's amazing. He's
Yep.
down to earth.
Little guy.
And they were like, Momma T, you can't take pictures. I was like, phone under my leg, trying to snap a picture,
What an entertainer. I bet it was a phenomenal concert.
It was phenomenal.
Yeah.
It was phenomenal.
Oh, that's so cool.
I mean, even better than my highlight at age 9 to see the Jackson 5s.
You saw the Jackson 5?
In Louisiana, in Monroe,
What?
Louisiana. The Jackson 5s.
No way.
My daddy took me.
I'll be there. Okay.
A, B, C.
There you go. Easy as. All right. Very good. Okay. Man, Bruno, can you imagine? I could see Bruno and Michael, if he was still around, doing a little concert together.
I can too.
That would be phenomenal.
That would be a show.
Yeah.
That would be a show.
So
Bruno is good, guys.
Bruno is phenomenal.
He is phenomenal. And we were front seat. We were like right there, the best seats in the house.
We went to Vegas and they had a big thing of Bruno up there and I think he has a residency there. I'm not positive. But anyway, and then of course they have all these Michael Jackson tributes. And I just keep thinking of all these connections that people would have. That'd be phenomenal. Okay, next question.
That was a highlight.
That was cool.
That was fun. That was fun.
All right. Besides purple, and I think I might know the answer to this, but besides purple, what's Momma T's favorite color?
Red.
Yeah. Is that from the school? Is that because
it's a little bit from the school. I'm kind of loyal.
Yeah, that's
I'm kind
good.
of loyal. I had great school supporters.
Now, what was your high school color?
Red.
Okay, so that
red and
helps
white.
too. Yeah.
Red and white with a little black accent.
All right.
And also, I'm kind of partial to red because I'm a military family. My brother served for 30 years, retired. Yes. My brother-in-law was there for 25 years.
Nice.
My other brother was in the. I have it all covered: the Navy, Marines, the Air Force. My husband served in the Air Force, and Veteran Red Day on Friday.
Yeah.
So red is kind of close to my heart.
For sure.
Really close to my heart.
Thank them all for me. I think
Purple
the military
purple
is
giving
amazing.
me my swag.
Well, you do wear the purple well.
Purple gives me my swag.
You wear it well. Okay, final question in our game show. Again,
question.
the game show is sweeping the nation, right? So, final question. And I want you to repeat this after me and answer it as a full answer. What I love about Stephenville is...
Whew. I'm trying not to cry, Jeff.
Okay, that's all right.
What I love about Stephenville is the collection of people. I'm literally trying not to cry.
Yeah.
The collection of people, for me, who have moved into this town, in neighborhood town in Dublin, Texas, and literally has changed my life, my family's life, my trajectory in life, and how the Stephenville community has embraced. I can just talk personally for me and my family, and given me so many opportunities, to flourish and to connect with other people that I didn't think I would ever have. And when I look back, I have staple people throughout the community who has helped me to sit in this chair today.
Yeah.
It wasn't Lathes, it wasn't Towns, it wasn't Coach T, it wasn't Thessie, it wasn't T, and it's not Momma T. It's all the people who have surrounded me to make sure that I have the confidence to do what I can do today. And that's what I love about Stephenville, Texas, and this community.
Great answer. Well, that's the 254. That was a fun game show. Again, the game show that's sweeping the nation, and we are here with Lathes Momma T Towns. I don't even know what to call you now because you gave so many different things between Coach T, Mama, Towns, Thessie, all these others. Super fun. Love it. She is, of course, the Executive Director of Tradition and Spirit and Family Relations over at Tarleton State University, the school that obviously is a big part of who we are as a community. Some people love the growth. Some people are not as fond of it. Those that are, I always think they don't have much of a voice, though, because this school preceded all of us. From 1899, the school was here. And obviously it's evolved and it's grown, and you're such a part of that. I want to go into some of these roles that you have and what it's specific to. But before we do, we mentioned earlier your glasses.
Oh.
Yeah. Now, I know that you're Hollywood. I get it. You are Hollywood through and through. If there's anyone that can pull it off, it's you. But I got to ask you, Why the glasses? That's how people, it's almost
Well,
like a signature now.
I do believe it is. Jeff, I have to say, you know how some ladies have to have their crown? I just have to have my shine.
Yes, yeah.
You know, to just stand back a little bit.
Right.
But it actually comes about because I can't see.
Yeah.
I literally
Fair.
can't see. My what do you call it? Bifocals are in here. My distances are in here. And I lost glasses all the time. And eventually my husband say, honey, we can't just keep replacing your glasses, because I would put on my shades, take off my shades,
Yep.
put on my glasses, and I will leave glasses somewhere and walk out with my shades. Yes, I've tried the transitional lenses, didn't work for me.
Gotcha.
And so now I just keep my, even at night,
Yeah.
the students would tell you, late night study break, Momma T got on her sunshades.
Yeah.
I swear she drinking. I'm like, nope, not drinking.
I love it.
You know,
I love it.
I just can't see.
Yeah.
I can see better with my glasses on, and it's good watching you, Jeff.
Yeah.
You know,
It's because it shades me a little bit,
It
doesn't
shades
it?
you just a little bit.
Yeah, I get
A
it.
little bit.
Yeah, because most of the staff around here ask me to wear a mask full time, so they don't
no.
have to look at me.
Oh,
That's
no.
the.
I like it. I like my glasses.
You like it? You look beautiful.
Well,
And I've
it's a
seen you
staple
without
now.
them, and you're beautiful without them
Yes.
as well. So either way, it works really, really well.
I have like 20 pair of readers in
Uh-huh.
my office and at home, you know. And the students go, hey, Momma T, I think your glasses are over here.
Of course, that's awesome.
Easy to keep up with.
Well, it's and you're easy to keep up with because you are everywhere in this campus. It's almost like there's nothing going on unless you're a part of it. You are everywhere.
It's fun.
If that connection is so important, I would assume over the last 20 years, even though the roles have changed, that you have started to see not only the kids become, or the students become alums, but then they become parents, and now you're probably to a point where some of them are having kids that are coming back to Tarleton.
Yes. As a matter of fact, we've had one of the cheerleader dads, student come back to Tarleton,
Yeah,
you know, and that
yeah,
was fun,
yeah.
you know. And he said, Townsy, you still here? I was Townsy also. Townsy, you still here? I said, yeah, I didn't think I'd be here to be with your kid, you know. And so his daughter came back to Tarleton. And then I have seen some of our alums have their children, you know, some TTMs, you know, just call me Grandma TTM, Grandma Duck, Great Grandma
Grandma
Duck.
Duck.
I'm
There
Great
you go.
Grandma Duck. And
Let me put that down.
Yes,
Another
Great
one.
Grandma Duck. They have had their children. Tyler Daniels, who dubbed me Momma T,
Yeah.
he has 3 boys right now. You
That's so
know,
awesome.
and his wife, they're alumni, married each other. They were TTMs. They have 3 boys right now. My other director, she has her son, and many of the directors, they have their kids. So I think I'll still be here. I have asked the president if he would give me one of the resident halls, and I can be great grandma in the halls and
There you
bake
go.
cookies.
Oh, I like
that would be
that.
my retirement plan.
That's
is
a
to stay
great-
connected with Tarleton.
That's not a bad plan.
love
But
it.
can I move back into the dorm then?
No.
No. Oh, darn. Okay.
Jeff, I tell people every day, they said, you know, you brought up something, you know, you like everywhere. Literally, I'm where the students are, and I want to be there for the families.
Yeah.
I feel really, really blessed, you know, and just really honored that I get to still participate in orientation.
Yes.
And my role is helping the anxiety of the families to just calm down and letting you know we're all here for you. We're going to take care of you. We're going to also take care of your student. You know, just give us a chance and follow the ingredients that we have ready for you.
You mentioned something that's so important, I think. When you used to separate the students and the families,
Yes.
not understanding at that point in time how important moms and dads and sisters and brothers and uncles and aunts and whomever are to the success of that student being engaged in his or her university for life.
Yes.
Talk a little bit about the importance of families.
To me, I'm a little biased.
Yeah.
Wrong person sitting in this chair probably with University of Higher Education, because I think families is a unique and critical part of the student's success. And today I've seen parents over these last 20 years just grow. When I came in as the Office of Parent Relations, and that was just my primary focus, was to take care of the parents. And it was directive, keep parents here, students here. And I was like, no, we got to join them together, you know, because that's their investment.
Yeah.
We got to look at it as they're invested into their students. The first year, the first gen parents, if they didn't go to college but they still successful, we have so many first gen parents that own their own business, own their own companies. You know, they're the Fortune 500 runners out here. And back then, 20 years ago, they were the bulldoze parents. They were the flying eagle parents. You know, let's not do that. But now they are considered the executive directors with their students, and we know and we embrace that. And I feel just fortunate to have a part of that our university sees that. And we have a one-day orientation to where parents and their guests and the student supporters are invited. They walk through the entire orientation with their students. They hear what their students are hearing, you know, because students are excited to be here.
Yes.
And you probably go over the financial aid, you go over the health services we have. Students are not hearing that. They're hearing, I'm coming to college.
Right.
I'm getting out of my mom and dad's house for the first time. And then parents are hearing this and taking it in and walking side by side with them. Now, when the students, where we have agreed and separate is when they go to their academic advising. And I'm there to let the parents know. We have a parent session with just the parents with our team. And it's just not Momma T. I have a whole team with me. And we have presentation for the parents to let them know we're here to make sure you have everything you need to know to be the best coach. Coaches don't play in the game.
Right.
Your students are going now to know what positions they're going to be in on the floor. And we're going to give you all play-by-play. So when you're coaching them, they know how to play in their role.
I like that.
So I love
comparison.
it. I feel blessed. Well, I have the energy because I love what I do.
Well, and you get a new group of people every semester.
Every single year, every semester. We have transfer student orientation in the spring, you know, and then we have orientation. Mike Barnett and his team have orientation in the spring. I get to be a part of that. And then we have the whole orientation now. It has backed up. We start orientation in April.
So talk about the summer. I know as we're filming this, we're heading into summer.
Yes.
Clearly, it's also consistent with each successive summer. Talk about how that impacts, because we see a lot of new students coming into town for sometimes the very first time. Talk about how that changes and what the kind of programs you have during the summertime.
During the summertime, we have our orientation, all new incoming students orientation program, even for our transfer students. That's first time coming to Tarleton. Our Welcome Center does a great job with all the tours because right now, you know, at the end of high school, secondary school is what I call it. At the end of high school is finished, is completed. They're done all their testing. They're bringing a lot of students to campus and they're showcasing. So we have a lot of tours on campus at this time in the summertime. We have orientation throughout the summer. We have duck camp to introduce our students to our tradition and spirit, you know, here at Tarleton State. Our programming, we go into all the incremental parts. Like tomorrow, I'm going to be speaking to our health professionals. Gotcha. You know, I'm pretty excited about that. Our OT health school is open up. So I'm going to be speaking to one of our cohorts with that. I'm excited about that. I'm going to take them a little purple Tarleton tin with snack bag, you know. So I'm really excited about that. Right now, within my area and within the Division of Student Success and Engagement, we are planning for the fall incoming year. We're all like boots on the ground and pulling our teams together, planning for the incoming year and participating in all the new student programs that's happening throughout from literally April until the end of August when we hit move-in. Move-in is one of the most exciting times for me.
For sure.
That's most exciting times
That's
for
a
me.
real commitment. When they're here, they're ready to go.
Yes.
It is all boots on the ground, ready to go.
Well, the thing about it too, Jeff, I hear parents, you know, we'll talk to parents that had students to go to other universities. I won't name them. And they come to our move-in experience, you know, and we literally help our students, parents unload the cars. No heavy lifting. We have over 2,000 volunteers where our students that's already our current students come back and volunteer to help our new students move in. And the president, myself, Dr. Ortega, Dr. Ben, our VPs are out on the pavement greeting each individual car that comes through.
That's fantastic.
You know, and one of the things we give them a souvenir to say thank you for investing in us, to invest in your student. Is a little yard sign. They take it back all across the country. And then Dr. Hurley gives them, he calls it a sweat towel, a sweat towel, a crying towel, a happy towel. Each car that comes through there, grandma, aunts, uncles, we make sure they all have one. If they want a yard sign, if grandma wants a yard sign, grandma gets a yard sign, and we greet every single car coming through there. And we have parents from other universities say that didn't happen to them, and they love this experience.
Well, I think there's a real difference in how it is. Even just a few years ago when we came back to town, I notice it when we go out and recruit and we see all of these people that have a connection to Tarleton State University and they're proud of it. I think that's almost the difference. It's not so much that they didn't have it before, but that they are so proud of it.
They're proud of it.
It's one of those things that it's a school that's now known across the land.
Yes. We don't say the best kept secret anymore.
Right, you can't.
We have exploded,
Yes.
Yeah. And I love hearing the alumni at orientation. We recognize our alumni. And I thank them.
Yeah.
And the alumni has partnered with me in orientation. We give them a little pen to say thank you. And we thank them during that time and say thank you for reinvesting in us, because they have seen the changes.
Right.
Right. You see, some people might not, go, wow, too fast, too much. But you have alumni coming by going, this is great.
This is great.
I always think great.
It illustrates the best version of themselves even because
Yes.
they were here at a point that maybe wasn't as great.
Yes.
It was great to them at the time.
Yes.
And in each successive year, it gets a little bit better. Talking to Lathes Towns, Executive Director of Tradition and Spirit and Family Relations. And one of the things, Momma T, that we think about in this last 20 years or so, you've seen change in campus as well, not just in the operations, but in campus.
Yes.
What are some of the biggest changes that impacted you?
I think one of the huge ones that's impacted me is the facilities.
Yeah.
The facilities.
Yeah.
I've really enjoyed the facilities on our campus.
It truly looks like a university
Yes.
that people would envision.
Yes. Our dining facilities, accommodations that we have there for our students. When Starbucks moved in, when Dunkin' moved in, when Chick-fil-A moved in.
Absolutely.
Now Panda's moving in, Panera Breads, not Panda, Panera Breads is moving in. And Jeff, I have to say I'm getting a little back home choked up because I lived down the street from Baskin & Robbins growing up.
Yes. 31 flavors.
31 flavors.
That's right.
I just thought it was a Louisiana thing,
Yeah.
And so that's moving in.
Yeah.
And then when we got Buffalo Wild Wings,
Right.
our president tells a story about how when he tweeted out we were getting Buffalo Wild Wings, this was the most repeated tweet
Wow.
and in Instagram likes that he had ever had.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of nice. We have that right here.
Yeah. Well, small secret, it was our office that actually brought Buffalo Wild Wings to the campus. How about
That's
that?
what and that's the beauty that I was talking
Yes.
about early is what I like most about Stephenville.
Yeah.
You
It
know,
is so great.
how much we work together as a community.
Well, it's important to us as well, and I think about that a lot when we're recruiting for new business because we think about the student. What would the student want? What would keep them here longer
Yes.
beyond just the 1 semester or the 1 year? And we think about how do we bring more amenities and more cool things, not just to campus. Obviously, those were some unique examples you gave, but to the entire town because they're going to live in the entire town.
Yes.
They're going to be Stephenville people as well as Tarleton people.
If you've seen it, I have some of our alumni that comes here, Jeff, and they stay.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
stay. They become part of the fiber here. They start their businesses here, and I think that's what's great.
Yep.
That's what's really great.
One of the other changes you see is, of course, the change in the sports. You mentioned all of your history with sports. That has changed significantly, and certainly the tailgating and they're coming in not just for a game. They're coming in for a weekend.
We call it a game day experience.
It is an
It's
experience.
like a really big experience. When our campus recreation department back in the day brought in the RV setup, when they brought that in, the RV setup, and all the RVs can stake out their locations, they can reserve ahead of time, that has grown tremendously.
Yes.
Campus-wide.
Yes.
When they come in look at that, we billing champions.
Oh,
We
sure.
not only have 41, Jeff, let me say 41. I need to say 41 more. My 41th anniversary is coming up.
Ooh,
we have 41
nice.
rodeo championships.
Wow.
With our men and women rodeo team. 41, Jeff.
41.
We have historical baseball team that's
Yes.
just went
Yep.
championship.
Yep.
We have our track team
Yep.
champions. What else can I say?
You can't say
Our
much
golf
more.
team.
Eight
What else can I
championships.
say?
8 WAC championships, I believe, as of this filming so far in just a couple of years. Unbelievable stuff.
Unbelievable.
And that's getting our name out there. Those are marketing tools for
It
the
is.
entire country, or for the university across the entire country. Really, really cool. So you've talked about the facilities. You've talked about some of these things. Where do you see Tarleton in 5, 10, 15 years, just down the road? If you were to get your crystal ball out. I mean, seriously. Well, first of all, before you even answer that, did you think 20 years ago it would be what it is today?
No.
Yeah.
I have to say that.
Mm-hmm.
You probably don't know, as a graduate of Tarleton State University myself, I have a daughter who's a graduate of Tarleton State University, an alumni, who had I paced her mom. She got a dual degree
Nice.
in kinesiology and her BSN degree with her RN.
I gotcha,
BSN RN degree. Come full circle back, and she's amazed, with the university itself. I mean, I would have never thought that we would have our own, what do you call it, medical
Absolutely.
facilities,
Yes.
here for our athletes.
Yes.
We have that. We specialize that. We investing back into our students. That's what I love about it. I would have never believed that one day in 20 years, we're going to have the largest rural health education community around.
It's crazy.
That's what I think in 20 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
And a little piece of me go to our Fort Worth extended campuses. Look at Tarleton. We have 4 extended campuses.
So helpful in getting that name recognition
4.
out there. Yeah.
And I think we're the best ag school in the country.
Yes.
Not going to name any other schools. We're the best ag school in the country.
That's a great one.
And I think in 20 years, our medical, we're going to be known for our rural medical facilities and what we're going to have here.
Here's what I love is that so many in leadership at Tarleton and so many in the different departments are committed to making each part of Tarleton the very best.
Yes.
We call ourselves a city of champions in Stephenville, but I think that can extend all the way through the entire framework of Tarleton.
Oh, we're a city. We're the city of national highlighted educational leaders.
Yes, for sure.
I have to say that.
For sure.
I mean, our education. I'm talking about what's coming up, but what's staple is our ag education program.
Yeah.
All across the country. I have people say, hey, I'm sending some students down there, Momma T, because they went to Tarleton in ag education. We have educators in a teacher professional program. Our teachers already have jobs when they graduate. Before they graduate. I have to give a huge shout out to Ann Callahan and Jill Burke, for what they did
Legends.
to help me,
Yes.
And then I'm just Jeff didn't know I was going to do this, but give a huge shout out to his wife. I mean, our School of Kinesiology.
So
we
cool.
done went from exercise to sports studies to School of Kinesiology. And at one time, people thought that our educational exercise and sports studies and School of Kinesiology was all about coaching.
Right.
It's so
Right.
beyond that
Right.
today.
Right.
And that's what's amazing. That's what I think is great.
Well, and they're being leaders once they leave here, as you said. I want to hit on that point again. They're
Yes.
leaders outside of the 4 walls of our
The 4 walls,
community.
they are.
And I love that. I love that they're going out there making a difference. And we say this sometimes. I said it in one of my other monologues on one of the other episodes, that we're not just making an impression, we're
No.
making an impact.
We're making an impact.
Yeah.
We are leaving footprints everywhere we
Yes.
go.
Yeah.
If Momma T can sit in the airport and somebody say, hey, me and my husband was sitting over there. Are you Momma T? And I go, yes. I mean, we are making footprints. And we're impacting others, and it's becoming contagious.
It is contagious.
Yes.
Well, you are contagious.
Aw, Jeff.
And I love it. I mean, how can you not be around this lady right here, Lathes Towns, or Momma T? You cannot be around her for longer than 10 seconds and not feel energized and excited. You are amazing. And
Thank
I
you.
love the energy you bring, not only to the university, but to each and every person that you come in contact with.
Well, I love it. It's easy. My granddad, my mom was right. Find out what you love.
Yeah.
Do what you're naturally doing. And I love people.
Yeah.
I love meeting new people. I try to be shy, but I love meeting new people. And I'm a true believer in that. Find what you love, do what you do, and then do what you do best.
Yeah.
And when you go to the table, take your strengths to the table with you and talk about it. And then everything else will come. The money will come, the security will come, the confidence will grow with the people you grow around me.
Yeah.
And Stephenville, Texas has given me the ability to do that.
You bring out the best in people, and there's a reason why they give back to you, because you bring out the best in them. And so we're thankful for you. This is Lathes Towns. Folks, I encourage you to get to know this woman. I would like you, before we cut off here, you got to let people know if they're kind of interested, or they have some kids, or they have people that they know that want to come to Tarleton. How can they get in touch with your office, and how do they get more information? Because I think this is a critical part. It's I think back. I've got 3 kids, and I think back that how little we know about school, unless you already know I'm going to be at this or I'm going to be at that. You're 17, 18 years old, and you're going into school. And so many times it's not about the actual college within the university system. It is just getting to school and getting to be a part of the student population and getting ingrained before you find your why, I guess. So your office is so important in that piece. How do they get in touch?
Our office is here to make sure we're partnering with you. And the way to get in touch with us, we're located in the Student Center at this time. We're located in the Tarleton Barry B. Thompson Student Center, right in the center of campus.
Love it.
And I would say you can contact us through parents@tarleton.edu. You can contact us at Towns. I'm just throw my email out there, towns@tarleton.edu. Yeah. I'm located on that first floor behind the student help desk. And my thing is, come to campus. Put the boots on the grass. Okay?
Love it.
Put the boots on the field and get a feel. And make sure that your student, please call us. Call Momma T. Just say, hey, I'm looking for Momma T. They will direct you to me. Yeah. And I will make sure that you have all the connections that you need to make sure that your students grow.
Love it. That's the Division of Student Engagement and Success. This is Momma T, Lathes Towns, Executive Director of Tradition and Spirit and Family Relations, which is a great title because she is all of those things. It makes me feel like I want to go back to school, that's for sure. I love it.
I'm never leaving college.
Good. Well, you mentioned 41, so I assume 41 more years at Tarleton?
41 more years or more at Tarleton State University. I know. I love it.
That's awesome.
Happy Purple Thursday,
Happy
Jeff.
Purple Thursday. Thank you guys so much for watching, but I want you to stick around because we have a great monologue coming up. But I also want to remind you, if you're watching on whatever platform right now, you can catch us on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and brand new, we are here on iHeartRadio. So you can find us just about anywhere. Stick around. We'll be right back. Passion. That's the word of the day. You see, every episode we do here on Connecting the Dots is intentional and always leads to some point I'd like to pull from the interview segment into this closing monologue. Due to the diversity of our guests, we rarely come up with a theme until after the interview. That keeps the conversation fresh and organic and allows us to explore the many interesting facets of one's life. I love just seeing where the conversation goes and digging deeper into our guests' lives to uncover their why. In other words, anyone could read a bio or resume and glean a few factoids about someone, particularly if the Q&A is just job or activity related. But to me, that's just surface material. I'm more interested in their journey. I love uncovering the roadmap to someone's success, and then hopefully something pops into this underused noggin of mine and an interesting point develops, which, as the title of the podcast suggests, connects the dots. Which brings me back to today's connection point: passion. The word passion comes from the Latin passivo, which means, oddly, to suffer or to endure. Seems almost the opposite of what comes to mind when describing this word. Certainly when you think of it in spiritual terms, that definition makes sense. There's no more significant display or suffering than when one thinks of the passion of the Christ. The whole theme of suffering or enduring on our behalf is a major tenet of Christianity. But many of us might relate passion to romance or perhaps some hobby. That's not to say that romantic encounters don't also include elements of suffering. Come to think of it, maybe it's the enduring element of a relationship that ultimately makes it work. And as for hobbies, we often use our free time to do those activities that bring us great joy, or that we, as the saying goes, do things we are passionate about. Passion also involves a strong devotion or deep interest in something which drives motivation and sustained effort. And this is transferable in all facets of our lives. If you listen closely to today's guest, Lathes Towns, or Momma T as she is affectionately known, you could sense a passion coursing through her veins. She's passionate about family, about music, about people, and most certainly about Tarleton State University. And it's not an act, but it is definitely infectious. Talk to anyone in our town that has encountered Momma T and you'll meet someone who walked away feeling better about themselves and life in general. She is perhaps what Stephenville is all about. Momma T is not only an ambassador to the purple and white, but an ambassador for life. Has she suffered? Sure. Has she endured? Most certainly. But she has found her why and exhibits it each and every day as she demonstrates what passion looks like to all her students, their parents, and frankly, the whole community. Have you found your passion? I sure hope you do. I also hope you follow the lead of Momma T and showcase it every day to everyone you meet. That's Connecting the Dots for today. Until next time, become a connector. Like and subscribe wherever you listen or watch your podcasts. And as always, thanks for listening.